Yo, welcome back to a new video. This is the series where I read a chapter of a new book every single day and I come and tell you guys exactly what I've learned. So, we finished Atomic Habits. The book we're on today is The Untethered Soul. Yeah, I'm like 2 chapters in. Today I'm going to speak about the first chapter, what it's about. Basically, the book's for overthinkers, people that get too caught up in the day-to-day realities of life, people who react to things, who get, too drawn in, and they actually don't take time to think about who they are, where their energy's going to, things like that. It's just about, looking inwards in it and finding out who you truly are. Now, to me, I'm the kind of person that looks at this kind of thing, I'm like, bro, this is all like wishy-washy kind of stuff. It's not really needle moving. I'd rather not kind of read that spirituality, but I thought, let me read something kind of different to what I normally read. So I'm a couple chapters in, and I do find it interesting. I'll be honest, I do find it interesting. It shines, it gives a new perspective on things that I didn't really think of before, like the consciousness, etc. And in the first chapter that I read, right, it basically spoke about the voice in your head, right? It's not really you, right? So even if you're just silent, you're always gonna find a problem with everything, bro. Like, if one problem gets solved, there's always gonna be a next problem. There's always something in it, and there's always a voice that's talking. Whether it's good advice, whether it's bad advice, whether it's positivity, whether it's negativity, and you might even find sometimes that when you want to make a decision, the voice in your head. It's like arguing two different sides of the coin in it. It's literally like the devil on your shoulder, but the angel as well. Makes you overthink, makes you worry. You get super emotional. You get, drawn into what people say. If they make a comment, you take things super personally. You overthink. A lot of people, especially in this day and age, are overthinkers. Even like if you were to go to the shower in it and you were to not go on YouTube or your phone or anything like that, you'd actually hear the voice. Just like it's always non-stop. It's like buzzing in the background. And you can never have true peace or true happiness, according to the book, if you don't free yourself from this voice. So, yeah, it basically speaks about that. And the first step to changing that and to really finding out who you truly are is by recognizing that this voice exists. So, it gave me an exercise to do, which was basically be aware of the voice in it. Like, everyone's got a voice in their head, like an inner monologue going on. So, you know, act as if you're in the room with this voice. Act as if, this voice, give it like a physical body. Give it a physical body on the exterior. And the voice, the little voice that's in your head, imagine that as a person speaking, right? And it's always happening. It's like, did I leave the door locked? Did I leave it unlocked? Am I gonna have enough money to do this next month? Oh, I haven't saved enough, or maybe I did. Did I overshare to that person I met yesterday? Did I not overshare? You see that kind of constant dialogue. When you really think about it, if you were actually if you were actually, you know, put that in a body and like imagine that as a real person, bro, and you spend a whole day with them, by the end of the day, you're telling that person like, bro, listen, like stay away from me. You're super annoying. You're not helpful at all. You're just negativity and noise in the back of my mind. So if it was a real person and you wouldn't want to be friends with it, you wouldn't want it around you, why do you give it so much space inside your mind, inside your body? And a lot of people don't realize that that voice is not them. The fact that you're aware of that voice and that you can notice it and you can listen to the thoughts that it's saying in the chatter shows that that voice isn't you. If you're aware of it, you're a lot more than that voice. So take a step back and just observe it. That's the first step to eventually changing, um, and just being more at peace with life, not overthinking. And it actually did help. A lot of the time, this last couple of days, if someone says something that I don't like, or usually where I might get, sucked in or reactive, I'm just thinking like, there's that voice again. And then when you just notice it, it just kind of quiets down. It quiets down. It just makes you super chill. Like, it makes you super chill. And I'm already someone that's chill, so I guess it's made me even more chill. But honestly, yeah, it's a short video today, but overthinking is not it. When you realize this voice exists and you realize that it's not serving you. Another analogy that he gave is, if this voice has been responsible for stupid mistakes that you've done in the past, like, it's giving you the most stupid advice. It's giving you decent advice as well, but most of the time it doesn't even really give you good advice. It makes you act rash, act off your emotions, that kind of thing, in a negative way. It's not really served you the way you want it to, this voice. If it was an advisor, you'd have fired them a long time ago. So don't give it so much room and space in your brain. That's the moral of this chapter, basically. So just taking a step back, the closer you are to this voice, the more you're going to think this voice is you. But you're more than that. You're more than just thoughts in your head. You're a lot more than that. You're your consciousness. That's what this book's saying. So when you take a step back and you can actually observe, okay, this voice is like this. It's telling me X, Y, Z. It's reacting X, Y, Z. But when you take a seat of consciousness, like deep inside your mind, then, and you're actually observing this voice, like, you're separating yourself from getting super caught up in the world and getting super drawn in to things that shouldn't really be draining your energy. So that's like the first step to stop overthinking, according to the book. I think it's super interesting, just to give my thoughts. Like I said in the beginning, I thought it was something where it's like, okay, this is a super, wishy-washy spiritual, something that I'm not going to be able to apply in the real world. But it's actually very interesting when I think about it. It's true, because the fact that I can actually observe this voice shows that I'm a lot more than just a voice. Like, I'm a lot more than that. So yeah, man, that's the first chapter, and we're back tomorrow for the next chapter.